Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment, here to talk about how the Minnesota Vikings can go to Super Bowl 52 and win it. Man, me and Viking fans have an interesting relationship. Last year, the Vikings traded for Sam Bradford. I hated the trade and I proclaimed from the mountains the Vikings were going to go 8-8. And after their 5-0 start, I looked like a complete idiot. By the end of the season, I looked like Nostradamus, man. I was on that from the beginning. But this upcoming year, I like the Vikings, man. This is a sleeper team in the NFL. This could end up being a Super Bowl contender. We're going to talk about 3 keys for the Minnesota Vikings to go to Super Bowl 52 and win it today. Let's start with key number 1. Man, we need to see improved play from the Vikings offensive line. And we could this season, okay, because gone is Matt Khalil, okay, the weirdest rookie I've ever seen. I mean, this guy came in, he was a great rookie, okay, and then it was awful. Okay, after his great rookie year, he was awful, gone. That is the story of Matt Khalil in this league. It's ridiculous. Both he and RG3 went through this nonsense, but he's gone. In is Riley Reiff, the former tackle for the Detroit Lions. He's going to come in and play left tackle. In the preseason, he's been okay. But in the past, he's been pretty good sometimes, pretty bad sometimes. We'll see if he finally becomes a better left tackle in this league. Because what you have to consider for a moment, the best left tackles in this league are usually older guys. Like we've been talking about Joe Staley for years. We've been talking about Joe Thomas for years. These tackles usually get better with age. That's why they can play until they're 35, 36, 37 years old. There is a very good chance that Riley Reiff actually ends up being a pretty good tackle in this league if he can just make it past this point in his career. We'll see if that proves to be the case. But for right now, he's in the left tackle position. He's looked all right. Mike Remmers, the former Carolina Panther, he's playing right tackle. And his thing is sometimes he just gets dominated. Like in the Super Bowl game against the Carolina Panthers, he just got dominated, couldn't do anything, he was awful. Other times he's pretty competent. It just depends who he's going up against. If you give him help or not, you're going to have to give him some help. Leave Kyle Rudolph to stay over to the right side and block a bit. But I think these 2 tackles are better than the tackles you had last year. Okay, these 2 are better than Matt Khalil and Andre Smith and TJ Clemmings, who's still on this horrid bench. Okay, so we'll see what happens this upcoming season, but we need improved play from the offensive line. And in the preseason, I haven't been too encouraged. The pass protection has been fine. The run protection has not been great. They have not been run blocking well at all. Dalvin Cook has had troubles finding holes. I'm looking out for this upcoming season. We look at key number 2 for the Vikings to go to Super Bowl 52 and win it. Speaking of Dalvin Cook, we need a huge year from Dalvin Cook, and I think we could really see this, man. I think this guy is talented. I think in the open field, he's an absolute threat. You're already seeing that in the receiving game. The Vikings have been setting up him in screens and other type of passing plays to where you're seeing Dalvin Cook in open space, making moves, making other players miss, making defensive players miss, making an impact, man. I mean, this guy has some nice pop to his game. I mean, this guy carried Florida State in college. You need to look out for Dalvin Cook. I certainly am this upcoming season. I think he's going to have a huge year, Dalvin Cook. Again, though, depending on how the offensive line can block for him, because that's the current concern for me. He has not been having great holes in Minnesota, but I'm looking out for this guy because he's just so versatile. He has such a bounce to his step, explosive athleticism. The guy has pretty much has the entire package for a running back in this league. Can't wait to see how he develops in this league. And key number 3 for the Minnesota Vikings to go to Super Bowl 52 and win it. The defense has to remain, okay? It has to remain at the level where it was last season. It doesn't have to get better, okay? It was great, okay? I understand later in the season they had 2 bad games. They gave up 34 points to the Colts and 38 to the Packers. At that point, the Vikings had mailed it in, okay? They knew they weren't making the playoffs. They had lost so many games in a row. The defense quit. But there were so many games last season where the Vikings defense held other teams under 30 points, under 20 points, under 17 points. In 2016, they did this. What? In today's NFL, you're letting teams only score 20 points, 17 points, 13 points. It was ridiculous. The Vikings defense is still very talented. Who'd they lose? Nobody. I mean, this defense is still talented. We still have Xavier Rhodes, who last year led up a passer rating of about 39. This guy is a shutdown corner in this league, okay? Terrence Newman, he's still here for this cornerback room, and you have to love his veteran presence for this football team. Harrison Smith, he's still one of the safeties. Linval Joseph on the defensive line. We just re-signed this guy. Now, we lost Sharif Floyd. Okay, he doesn't look like he's going to play again. It's unfortunate. It sucks for him. That really sucks for us. But Daniil Hunter, Everson Griffin, they're a nice defensive end duo. Trey Waynes, we expect him to take a step up. Mackenzie Alexander, same story for him. Man, this Vikings defense is still stacked. I want to see Anthony Barr step up. Last year had a down season. Why? I don't know. Neither does Mike Zimmer. If you ask him, I've heard him in press conferences say, I don't know what's wrong with Anthony Barr, but he's not playing well. I don't get it. Neither did I. I expect him to bounce back this upcoming season. Maybe he has some personal issues that we don't know about. This Vikings defense is stacked. Okay, it was the number 3 defense last year. I'm expecting it to be top 5 again. If they can remain where they were last season, if the run game can step up with Dalvin Cook, have a huge year for him, and the offensive line can improve, not vastly, but just improve, man, this Minnesota Vikings team is a Super Bowl threat, and they can certainly go to Super Bowl 52 and win it. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on Minnesota Vikings, how they can go to Super Bowl 52 and win it. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, I'm out. See you all later.